In this video, we are going to look specifically at compound statements and connectives. So first of all, we have to look at what exactly is a compound statement. Now, a compound statement is a statement that's considered to be true or false, but not both. Okay? Now, we can have compound statements by connecting two or more simple statements using what are called connectives. So connectives are very specific in terms of the word or phrases that they use. For example, and, or, implies would be some of those such statements that we would use. Now we have different types. We have conjunctions. A conjunction is a compound statement made up of two or more simple statements combined with logical connector and. So conjunctions use the word and. Now the next one we have are called disjunctions. These use the word or. Okay, meaning we have two or more statements combined using or. So one of the statements is true or the other statement is true. Now we have what are called conditional. Conditional statements are created using the word implies. It's usually like an if-then. So we have implies or if-then, meaning if this first thing happens, then the second thing occurs. Now with that, we have symbols. The hat-looking symbol means and. The V-looking symbol means or. The squiggly line is not, and the double arrow means implies or then. So usually what happens is you're given or asked to find these problems in a couple ways. The first way is you're given two statements and you're asked to rewrite those statements using the compound indicators between. So for here, we're told that you have P and Q. So this first one says P hat Q. So what we have to remember here, again, is that this hat symbol means and. So here what happens is we would then put them together. So P comes first, so it gets written first. So this would say, today is Monday. You then have to put in your symbol. So we would say and then we have, I have math class. Now let's look at the second one. The second one, I have the little V. So first we need to remember that the V here means or. So P starts with, today is Monday. Or, I have math class. The next one has the double R, or the double arrow. So remember, this double arrow here means then. It also means we could use the if-then statement. So in this case, we would have, if today is Monday, then I have math class. The last one, I have a little squiggly line and I have the V. So again here, my little squiggly line is going to be my negation, so not. And the V means or. So in this case, we would say, I do not have math class, because the Q comes first. And then we would say, or, today is Monday. Now here, the other way that we could see it is we could be asked to come up with the mathematical interpretation. In other words, we're giving you all of the English sentences and statements, and we are asking you to write the mathematical direction. So this first one says, it is not true that Miranda likes both art and history. And then we're told the variable m is Miranda likes art, and the variable n says Miranda likes history. So we have to come up with the mathematical direction to match the sentence given. So we have, it is not true. So this first place is not. Not means negation. And then we have that Miranda likes both art and, so here's the second one, history. And remember, and means the upside down hat. So what we have here is we have our negation, we have a parenthesis, m and n. The next one says, if I don't eat meat, then I don't get sick. So I have an if-then statement. Remember, the then means the double arrow. And here I have that A says I don't eat meat and B is I get sick. So in this case we would have A, double arrow, negation, because we have this don't here, so this would negate B. And the reason for that is because B represents I get sick. Now the next part here that we have gives us the statement, but notice my variables are blank, so we have to fill those in. So it says, if Miss Walker is a teacher, then she is not a rocket scientist. So the first thing we have is the if-then statement. And we have the first part, Miss Walker is a teacher, so that's what we would write. So our first part is that Miss Walker is a teacher. The second part says she is not a rocket scientist. So the not would be our negation. So the second part would say that Miss Walker is a rocket scientist. Now in this case I have identified my two variables, so now I have to make my math sentence. So the first part says Miss Walker is a teacher, which satisfies my first variable. So we would have X. We have the if-then statement, which is our double arrow. Then we have the not, which is our negation, and our second variable. Alright, let's look at the last one. So here we have, if it is December, then it is cold outside, or it is sunny. So we have our three parts here. So the first part would say, it is December. The second part says, it is cold outside. The third part says, it is sunny. So now let's look at it. If it is December, so we start with A, if then, it is cold outside or it is sunny. So this would be parentheses, and we would have B or C. So those are three different types of examples of how your compound statements would be created. So if you have any questions, please let me know. Otherwise, I do hope you enjoyed yourself in this little lecture, and I look very much into talking with you next time.